Good morning, everyone, or afternoon if you're in Europe. But of course, it's good old Canada over here. It is 9 a.m. We got a beautiful Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. Thank you for everyone for joining us. Sherman Dave will be. He's taking care of ribs, I guess. He gets all nerdy about food once in a while. He's taking care of food. So my first coffee of the day. Here he is. He's coming in. I'm having coffee. He's having ribs. Different time zones. That's all right. But Dave, welcome in. How are the ribs looking?
Well, hey, they're in the oven. Let's see in a couple of hours.
all right. Yeah, I was just saying. I'm just starting to drink my coffee, and you're already onto your ribs. So
after the race, eating time.
Sorry, I just saw Dash's dick joke in our chat.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. So
that is Dash's niveau of jokes.
Yeah, he's probably just getting to the restaurant starting off. So just in full disclosure, guys, I do have to go to the airport. The flight was originally supposed to come in this afternoon. It is no. Like I have to race right off the stream afterwards. So if I do I might have to make you just do an outro by yourself for a couple minutes. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully no red red flags or anything crazy. A nice clean race, and then I'll get out here and I won't have to race down the highway.
Yep, you will take yeah, man. We get through it.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Yep.
Hopefully I'll change my shirt so when I do get pulled over, I don't look like a complete speed demon. But until then,
they will hold you up. Oh, that's a nice shirt you have, sir.
It's my first time wearing it, actually.
Oh, it's a beautiful man. The Ferrari red is beautiful.
It is nice, isn't it?
It is a beautiful color.
Yeah, I bought it. I actually bought it with a couple of those jerseys behind me, which I don't think anybody can, unless they get some mad predictions the last couple of days. It looks like KB is going to own one of them.
Yeah. Oh, I was so close to KB, but then because I'm with you guys, I stopped posting my predictions. But I was so close to him. I was after him.
He's a fair bit ahead. He's like doubled up on number 2. So Sal's up number 2. He had a good weekend. But yeah, he's just still not quite there. KB's probably going to win it unless somebody can come and predict the next 2 days. With like goal scorers, everything, then maybe then. But that's of course, if you don't know, that was for our prediction challenge in our Discord. If you get the right predictions, you get to choose a jersey off the back of my door.
Yep, and also you can join us in the Discord. There we have the code and everything for our D&D Sports F1 Fantasy group as well.
There's the QR code.
The Discord. Sorry?
The QR code that's over your face? Yeah.
And there you can join the F1 Fantasy as well. You are now like 7 races behind, but hey, if you want to have some fun, you still can join it for the fun of it. And 100% we will do it next season again, but this one will go on until December right now.
So we do have the formation lap. We should talk a bit about the race, shouldn't we? And before the race starts, guys, please like, subscribe, hit all the buttons. All the links to the socials are down below: Instagram, Twitter, Discord, everything you need.
Oh, do you hear the thunder here, or is it muted? Then
I don't hear thunder. No.
Okay, then my mic was isolated pretty well because I'm hearing it through my headphones.
Oh well, I mean, you can probably feel it a little bit there too.
Oh yeah.
No,
all right.
It is
hello Ahit. Unfortunately, I can't read Arabic, but still welcome. I don't know what you wrote, but welcome to the channel. Welcome to the chat.
Yeah, it's all the letters. I can't tell the letters apart. That's how bad I am at Arabic because it's so like fluid. They all blend into each other. Like it's a beautiful text, I guess, like the font, whatever, what have you. But yeah, I have no idea what's going on. I learned a couple of the numbers, but I probably have since forgot most of them. Oh boy. Anyways, Beautiful view here. Do I need to share the stream with you, or
Oh,
how we
I
do this
have one
today?
up. I don't know how synced up we are, but I have one up right now. So let's
Okay.
see.
Yeah, we'll
When
see
the
how.
lights go out, we will know how
Well,
synced up
no,
we are.
yeah, it won't be too hard to sync up anyways through the Discord.
Dude,
Discord can do so many things.
that
It's amazing.
Italian nature, the track right there. Oh man, I love those pictures.
I love to just how there's people hanging out. They just kind of live on the track.
Yeah.
Have beer.
At Monza as well. Like they're sitting like on the mountains there, watching with those binoculars, or is it
This is a
correct?
nicer region, though.
Binoculars?
Yeah, right.
Oh
That's
yeah,
the word.
the Emilia Romagna is way more beautiful, and all the nature around there. Yeah, man. I love tracks like that. I love tracks like that.
Mm-hmm.
All
Like
right,
Spa similar.
so for me on the stream, Verstappen is lining up right now. They are showing him.
Yeah. Okay, we might be pretty close. Got the Williams and the Haas.
Oh, for me, Verstappen just stood now.
Okay, might be a bit of a distance on sync here. I'll get my stream going just in case.
Then get it in on Discord and.
So I think Max being out front, it's very clear that if you're out front, that clean air really helps you out.
Yep.
So Max is probably going to win. But is it Ferrari or McLaren today? We have the green flag. Yep. Here's the lights.
Especially on this track, it's very difficult to overtake. You basically have the start and finish straight, and that's it. And if you don't have a straight line advantage with nobody, which nobody has on the Red Bull, then you can't overtake them.
Yeah, and he's already away. I got the race going. I don't know how far behind.
Hold up.
But
I just watched the start on my stream, and then I jumped to Discord.
Okay, yeah, we're a few seconds ahead. I got the sync up in Discord.
Oh, that was a good start by Norris.
Verstappen already looking like he might be comfortable, but there's tricks. We're not quite sure with them.
So nothing changed at the front.
Oh, and we have a bit of a challenge here. I think that's going to be Stroll side by side with one of the Williams.
All right. Now I jump into the Discord.
But nothing yet. Everything's tight. Verstappen, Norris. Yeah, Verstappen's already starting to make a gap. But yeah, Norris had the better start.
Yep.
We'll see. And this is what we're kind of getting at. Well, Verstappen, just in that clean air, does he have what it takes to pull away with all his troubles this weekend? Because he kind of showed up for Q3.
Yeah.
Just like dropping bomb.
We will see. Like the problems they had in free practice and everything was keeping the tires alive and overall performance on a long stint. On a long run, they had problems with that, and the McLarens and Ferraris were very, very close to each other, and according to the data, quicker than the Red Bull. Now we don't know how much the Red Bulls actually held back, or if they are in a good or in a bad shape, because Verstappen was helped yesterday in qualifying with the slipstream he got from Hülkenberg on his last qualifying run.
Yeah, there's that whole factor.
Yeah, that supposedly helped him to get into pole position, but on race pace, allegedly, the McLaren and Ferrari should be on par, or according to the data, even quicker than the Red Bull. And we will see how true that is right now.
Okay, so just over a second gap now between Verstappen and Norris. Yep. Everything's kind of a second apart.
Yep.
And the race pace, I guess that's really what it comes down to, right? Have McLaren figured out a bit more race pace. Clearly, Ferrari has dropped their one lap pace for a bit more of the race pace now.
And I like that decision that they took there.
And this is the first weekend where we really see the upgrades. So there's too many unknowns. Third lap, gap's still fairly tight, but just outside of DRS. We'll see if that closes up. It's like 1.030 currently, right? So you just has to tighten that up just a touch, and Norris can start hitting DRS because lap 3. Let's go.
Honestly, the season is already way better than I expected with one Sainz win and with one Norris win. We already got luckier than I thought we would get. I thought this would be Red Bull dominance start to finish.
Yeah.
So even if he wins the chip, which he will 100% do, at least we got some entertainment this season.
Oh, yeah, they're just staying tight. I don't know. Has everyone got the long game going? I think that might be it. Just see who's who makes the mistakes, because we've seen mistakes.
Yep,
but Norris
absolutely.
is actually
on this track, especially, which has a lot of not a lot of runoff area, lots of gravel traps and everything. So arrows get punished immediately. Like we saw in free practice 1, Verstappen going off 3 times, I believe. Hamilton having a spin in free practice 3, I believe, on Max's last lap where he was pushing. He went into the gravel. Yep, Logan Sargent had also a couple of off-track meetings there, but that's the usual one, unfortunately.
And Norris had actually dropped for a second within DRS time, but now it's at 1.2, 1.4.
1.4, lost 4 tenths now.
Wow, I wonder what happened. There's that a classic. You get into that dirty air and it just kind of wrecks you. That's such the advantage of pole.
That may be. Right now, I think it's a holding pattern by all the top 4 right now, even Piastri. The top 5
just all staying outside of that dirty air.
Yep.
It could all just be the management. It's too early right now to really ruin those tires, because that's what'll happen, right? We see that you fight, you lose, your tire day goes skyrockets.
From Piastri to Russell, the gap is opening right now, and from Hamilton to Hülkenberg. So those may be the pit stop gaps the top teams are trying to aim for.
Yeah, just work the strategy more than the actual race, more than anything. Yeah, they showing the replay again, the start, and then they didn't really. Awesome, good job, guys. There's been some criticisms of the F1 production team in the past, so that's just another strike. I don't know, because now this is the problem with Verstappen if he opens up and he just gets fastest lap, right? So Verstappen is he's going to be allowed to take this away. This is what I was hoping wouldn't happen. That would get a fight early on, with those big straights. That there's a chance there to open up that DRS and get something going, but we didn't see it.
Yep. And in about 5 to 10 laps, we will know if this is the actual pace the Red Bull can do, or if he overstretches his tires a little bit. So we will see that as well in the next laps.
I don't know if he does, though. Just history tells us, right? That
it's just a small light at the horizon.
If there was something wrong with the car, Max would have complained about it already.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so they're showing the backpack here, going through that first kind of high-speed chicane. Got a little tight, but it was clean. Lance Stroll, what does he do this time? Let's see. Tries to cut the inside, and he does touch with Ocon. Of course he does.
Yeah, but I think that was pretty okay. Like there was space. There was space for both cars. It was a light touch.
I just watched a video. It was released this morning, like literally half an hour ago or so. It was from the Mohawk guy on YouTube, the crazy British Mohawk dude. Can't remember the channel's name. But yeah, it was just a whole hate on Lance Stroll. 20 minutes of hating on Stroll.
Oh, I can do 30 minutes on hating Lance Stroll, but it is what it is. As long as his father owns the team, he's there, so it doesn't make sense complaining about it every single week.
Yeah, and Alonso, of course, not helping the team out, starting from the pits today, sitting in 20th. Bad weekend for Aston Martin, Stroll, everyone.
And this time it's entirely on Alonso. He can't blame the FIA and the stewards for being discriminating towards non-British drivers. So yeah, this was on him. He went into the gravel twice yesterday. One time during qualifying on his most important run, and in practices as well.
It makes you wonder if what he says is true. Obviously, he feels aggrieved. But we see that in the football world, right? Where the EPL gets kind of preferential treatment a lot of times. Everything is at Wembley Stadium, right? Everything. It always has a final. It's preferential treatment for sure. It might be a thing. Sainz saying McLaren is fast.
Yep. I agree in some way with him. There's always biases, whether we want to believe it or not. There's always biases within regulators, the rule makers, and those institutions. There's always biases towards specific teams or institutions. That's the human in those people in those positions, in my opinion. It's just an opinion if it is like that obvious, like it is in Serie A, for example.
So Piastri is within tenths now of Carlos Sainz after he is complaining about them being quick. It's because Piastri is right on his ass.
Yep. So Piastri, my boy, my man Piastri.
Yeah, I guess we have a bit of a McLaren Ferrari battle, and that's what it's going to come down to: is who's taking the points. Does Ferrari continue to push up into second? Does McLaren take a bit of a chunk out of that second place lead? And I mean, with Perez we'll see how many points he scores today. There might be a bit of, if Ferrari does well enough, like a 2-3, I mean, that's better than a 110. Bit of a chunk.
Yep. I ordered yesterday a McLaren Oscar Piastri polo with signature for about $100, and that's not bad actually. Yeah. And I will frame it, and when I do my setup properly, then I'll have it framed and everything behind me.
Yeah, I need more Ferrari gear. The Ferrari stuff's expensive. I went to the Puma outlet, and I just saw the Ferrari shoes. I know they have them on for cheap.
Yep.
But I never actually wore them before. They're way too narrow. They're not comfortable.
Oh yeah. Puma, I worked a couple of years ago for a sneaker and shoe store, and the German brands, so Adidas and Puma, most of the times their shoes are a bit more narrow. You have to go half a size up most of the time with Adidas and Puma.
But like I'm fine with Puma shoes. Like I wear Puma shoes. Just because they're kind of like cheap and they work, right? Like they're great for the price. But it's just like the Ferrari shoe was just no.
Yep.
I was thinking because I do a lot of sim racing, right? It's like, oh, maybe they can be my sim race shoes.
Yep.
No, I'm not wearing them. I go barefoot. Screw it.
Yep.
I can barefoot my own pedals under my desk.
The official like F1 sim racers like are driving in socks.
Yeah.
So should be good.
Oh, Albon has an issue.
Yep.
Engine problems, perhaps. He's slow. Verstappen, another fastest lap.
Albon had already engine problems in free practice 1, I believe.
And he's on the radio. What does he have? Oh, there wasn't much there. I didn't even catch what they said. Piastri still half second back on Sainz. And this is the other talking point as well that keeps on coming up with. Did Ferrari make the mistake with the Hamilton Sainz thing? Now, Sainz has to prove, like he had a great start to the calendar, but Leclerc has shown up, and he's showing right now, anyways. That
the past couple of races, especially in qualifying, Leclerc was better. I don't know if you can say mistake with the Hamilton signing, because they pay him a lot of money, but he will also bring a lot of money like into Ferrari and into the Exor group, who we know which organizations Exor represents, and it's a win-win for Ferrari. And I don't think it is a huge gap between Sainz and Hamilton. So
I just hope it's not another Ronaldo situation, where you spend all this money and you kind of take the balance out of the team just for, shirt sales and all that jazz, social media interactions.
Hey, we will see how that will pan out, but I think they will get Lewis Hamilton again into a comfort zone that he will like and appreciate. Like Mercedes right now, the Mercedes team was 100% built towards Hamilton and to have him in the comfort zone. And now since Russell is there, Russell like sometimes ignoring team orders, and now with Hamilton leaving and the team building towards Russell and everything, he's not like in the zone he wants to be to perform it. And hey, maybe Leclerc will push him. We will see.
We will see. We do know, however, the Mercedes struggling hard. They're not doing well today, even.
Oh no, they're not. The Mercedes is kind of nowhere. They still don't understand this regulation set 100% since 2022, and they have problems. Like the Mercedes did the error of creating the car with the surface areas, basically with the side pods and the inlets and everything, whereas Red Bull and all the other teams started from the floor, because the floor is the biggest downforce generator on this generation of cars. And Mercedes went the other way and thought they can reduce drag and everything, hence the zero side pod design they had. And yeah, that's why they are basically where they are, because they had to rebuild the whole floor thing and build the car from the other way up, basically.
So Ricardo just went to the pits, put on softs. Maybe doing a different strategy than the rest of the pack. A couple guys move up.
Oh no, he's on hard. He started on soft. You said. You mean?
Oh, they put on hards. I thought I saw. I'm partially colorblind. Maybe it's that. I'll blame it on that. Oh man, I swore I saw red, unless they were showing again coming in. But regardless, okay, he has hards. Like that makes more sense. I was like, why would they put softs on the 13th lap?
No, but they may have started on softs if they came in on the 13th lap already.
No, they did. I caught a replay glimpse and saw the red sidewalls and made a mistake there. So Piastri just sitting behind Sainz now, not making any progress. This will be interesting, right? Because we mentioned earlier how sitting in that dirty air can really ruin your tires. Does that ruin Piastri's long game? And this is one thing, as much as I love Piastri, he's the greatest young talent, I would say, in the sport right now.
Yep, I agree with it. But his race pace and tire management is not the best.
Yeah, you can see these little things like this, right? Where, does it make sense trying to work Sainz, knowing that, I mean, if they really needed to, Leclerc and Sainz can work together, and he's going up against two Ferraris, right? Or just sit back.
Yep. Maybe he's trying to keep pressure on Sainz to have an undercut on him if he can't pass him on track.
Perhaps
the Ferrari, in my opinion, is to
wow, Alonso's front left brake's on fire. As soon as he takes some speed, it goes out. But wow, these cars sometimes can be wild.
No, so the problem that the McLarens are still a little bit draggy aerodynamically, and they are a bit slower on the straight. So, and the Ferrari being one of the fastest, like via the engine side and also the chassis and aerodynamics, the Ferraris are a bit quicker on the straight. So it will be difficult to overtake Sainz if he doesn't have a tire offset, basically. So I imagine that this is just keeping the pressure on him. If Sainz does an error and he gets a better run out of the last corner to overtake him, he will take that. But if not, he stays close to overtake him with the undercut or maybe even an overcut if Sainz comes in earlier.
Well, this will definitely come down to strategy. Verstappen currently 4.5 seconds ahead, so he's slowly gaining time. But again, does he maintain that? It's going to come down, I feel, tire strategy. It's all the longevity of these, like tire management, longevity of how well the car manages things, all of that. That's going to be all the nuances today. Showing Arietta Sabalenka. More tennis. Tennis people love F1, apparently. Yeah, and he's starting to gain. And now that's the question. Is Verstappen pulling away or is Norris dropping back? And what does that mean for the McLarens versus the Ferraris now?
We will see. So far, the only one dropping is Sainz a little bit, but also him. I don't know. Sainz is dropping a bit behind Leclerc, and Piastri is very close to Sainz. So it looks right now that Sainz is the one to have. I don't know if he holds something back or if he has problems with the tires, but he's the only one so far out of the top 5 that is falling back a bit.
The one thing that's so hard to tell too is the energy management as well with the battery.
Yeah.
And how much each driver is using it. Are they recharging? Is one guy using it? You don't know those little things as well.
Yep. And maybe it is even strategy by Ferrari to say to Sainz hold him up a little bit so he doesn't become a problem for Leclerc.
Yeah, keep him in the dirty air.
Yep. Yeah, and so back up to a second again.
Yeah, this is an interesting chess match, and you have, 29-year-old Carlos Sainz has quite a few years into it, and you got the sophomore Piastri.
Yep.
Right, there's experience at hand as well, like very, very much so.
Yep.
And this is the interesting thing with McLaren is that you do have this kind of a wild card sophomore driver, right? He's good, but he's still prone to some mistakes.
He's very raw still. Yeah, you have to give him time to grind off the edges still.
Now this is great for the next couple of years down the road, of course, but right now on race day.
And by the way, I think for his development, it's incredible being in the cockpit next to Lando Norris.
Oh, for sure. And trying to, trail behind a Ferrari driven by Sainz, for instance, right? He's building a lot of experience right there.
Yep. And by the way, also being comfortable, like on pace ahead of both Mercedeses. Yeah. He's in a great spot. McLaren is a very good spot, and it didn't look this way at the start of last season.
No, it's a huge turnaround. Definitely the most improved.
Yeah.
And I do have to say, I love the curves that have some character. Of course, the ones in Italy are the tricolore, green, white, red. You see, Austin. They have even the stars on the runoff, all that stuff. France, they got, of course, the blue, white, and red. All that. I love curves of character.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
So all the front runners are still on mediums, other than Perez, if you call him a front runner. But we saw yesterday the Red Bull, the past couple days, the Red Bull didn't do well on the softs, which was the concern for their qualifying. I don't think soft is in question at all today, so that factors out.
Yep. On pace, the mediums and the hards were pretty close to each other, and the soft is is overheating very, very quickly, because with all these hard braking points and narrow corners, you put a lot of energy into the tire, so the soft tire is very prone to overheat here.
And they are using the softest compounds this weekend, so that just adds to it. So Piastri back to under half a second. So it's going back and forth. I have a feeling they're just playing with their battery charge.
Yep, absolutely. Especially coming out of the last corner for that long straight. I bet like a lot. I can bet a lot of money that Sainz is saving a lot of energy to deploy it outside of that last corner.
So it just begs the question, like McLaren, just in qualifying, they did better. No, yeah, Piastri had that penalty. And that changed everything. Oh, Perez in the gravel. Man, he's done that a couple times this weekend. Oh, locks up. Yeah, too much speed into that turn. Didn't hit the apex right.
Oh, and dirty tires and everything now?
Yeah, that's no good.
Now 15 seconds. Perez. Yep, he lost 5 seconds to the Mercedes with that.
Oh, man. And Stroll. Will Stroll take him now? Or will Stroll just crash into him? Oh, man. Why does he have to be Canadian? Why does he have to represent?
And by the way, Sargent on P13, when did that happen? I didn't even notice that.
That happened coming out of the pits, actually. He made a position through...
I got you.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But this is certainly the talk of at least this portion of the race. It's all Sainz Piastri. Does the battle does ensue? Does anything happen with it? 0.7 seconds. It's just hovering.
Yeah, the other gaps are pretty cemented. Like Verstappen to Norris 5 seconds, Norris to Leclerc 2 seconds, Leclerc to Sainz 3 seconds. Sainz and Piastri is the only close one. Behind that, Russell 3, Hamilton 1.5, Perez 15. Yeah, behind that, it's pretty separated. And then we have the usual, like from P11 to 19. It's very close, and the DRS trade nearly.
So they're playing the long game. They're waiting for someone to make a mistake or perhaps a safety car or something like that. It's all tire management. It's making for a not so exciting beginning of the race. I think after we get our pit change, that's when we start seeing the push laps, lower fuel. Maybe things open up a bit.
In your opinion, do you like this era of F1 more, where the drivers have to feel the car because they have to be on attention with the tire wear? Or do you think the better era was when they just went flat out pure racing?
See, I'm a very technical person, right? This is why I like F1.
Yeah.
Because I am a helicopter mechanic. I'm into all that kind of stuff, right? So these little nuances give me a bit of a hard on. I like that. From like that technical perspective, right? But when you're talking about race day and just want to see dudes race, it's hard to say that this is a better version of it. You know, with the heavier, wider cars, there's a lot of different things that aren't great in terms of just the pure racing aspect of it. But again, I still get excited. It's different, and I think it just depends on which flavor you like.
Yeah. For me, I think it's close, but I think I kind of like... what did Verstappen do?
Oh, I just took a bit of curb. That's no big deal for Max, I don't think.
For me, it's very close, but I think I like this era more because it benefits like the intellect of the drivers that actually feel the car, feel the track. Like it's benefiting those that are just technically better in my opinion, and I think that separates the good from the great drivers again. So those that can make tires less or that are good with the tires, in my opinion, are the better driver, because I think that's a differentiator between the quality of them.
Well, you see in any sport, as it gets to its top level, the more technical it gets, the harder it is to kind of control that aspect of it, right? Which is why you need to be more of a professional. So in that sense, yes, where the car, you have to have a lot more just theoretical knowledge of it, as well as just like wheel time, and the fact that you actually get less wheel time and it's more sim time.
Yep.
Verstappen, front left tire is not good. Maybe that curb did do some damage.
But he hit the curb with the front right.
I know, but maybe when it came down, who knows?
Let's see.
Anything could happen. Too much pressure loaded onto it from the other coming up. All right, we have.
All right, Russell into the pits. Or at least called into the pits.
Albon Alonso. No, who is this? We got a V carb looking to make a pass.
Oh, that is Tsunoda.
Tsunoda on Sargent.
Tsunoda, yeah.
Russell is in the pits now. See how they do.
Oh, the usual Mercedes 3 second. Oh, 2.4.
2.4. No, that was good.
Oh, it's an actual good one.
So Russell, the first front runner to that puts Perez up into 7th. Stroll into 8th. Stroll might get points. Imagine that, eh? The day Alonso doesn't show up.
Stroll might actually do. Russell. Ocon went past. Yep. And 10th place.
Yeah. Interesting then. That's
By the way,
wanted.
Shout out to the Alpine to get the car a bit later finally, and getting some pace onto the car.
Yeah. Yeah, a couple. Who's the other team? Is it Haas that's still heavy, or is it Williams? One of them still heavy.
With the 0 points, Williams. Yep.
Yeah, it just shows how important weight is.
Yep, absolutely.
So Ferrari is coming, and so is McLaren. So that's Norris in the pits.
No, Norris is in.
So maybe an undercut strategy.
Now the question is, will Verstappen react?
So this is with 40 laps to go. Albon gets a +10 unsafe release penalty this year with the +10 point or 10-second penalties. And here's Perez coming up onto Norris out of the pit. Perez does take it. So not ideal by McLaren there as well. That didn't quite work out. But this looks like the strategy, putting 40 laps on the hards with 1 stop. But Leclerc, showing this year that he has good tire management, will continue on the mediums with Verstappen as well as Sainz. Piastri as well.
And Ferrari has done a lot of work on the tire management or the behavior of the tires for the car, because they burnt through their tires very quickly, and tire management has become way better with them.
Oh yeah, that's why Leclerc has the most poles without actually winning, because he can. The 1 lap pace was amazing, but they ate through the tires and couldn't win a race.
Yep.
So Piastri is now in the pits. And this is the interesting thing with Ferrari this year, with their increased tire management, is that they don't necessarily need to be significantly faster than McLaren.
Oh, Verstappen, black and white flag. So with the next one, he'll get a penalty.
Interesting.
So he went off three times already? Crazy.
Norris does take Perez. So yeah, Perez not having a good time at all. He is not quick.
By the way, that's great for Norris to come out ahead of Perez, man. That would have cost him.
Yeah, that's huge, actually, because if he stayed much longer, he would have just been losing time. Now, Hamilton as well, playing the long game on the mediums, sitting in 4th. He's going to lose that, of course, with the pits. But being able to play Max Verstappen locks up into the pit lane. So Ferrari with the best tire degradation, it looks like.
I didn't think that we will see that today.
Leclerc now taking first position. with Sainz in second. This starts to get interesting now. It does come down to tire strategy. And Hamilton in third. Wouldn't that be great? The two Ferraris and the future Ferrari all on the podium?
Oh, yeah. Yep. But I'm sorry, Hamilton fans, including myself, but I don't see a podium here. If nothing crazy happens.
They still have to come into the
If we get the safety car right now, hey, I take it.
Yeah, Stroll's 0.2 on Piastri, so Stroll needs to run into the back of Piastri like he likes to do.
Oh, typical Stroll, you mean?
Yeah, he's got a thing against Aussies, right? He's just gonna drive right into the back.
I think he has a problem with anybody, not just with the Aussies.
Oh wow, that's wild by Leclerc going through the chicane.
Yep,
just riding the curve.
And according to the graphic, Piastri undercut Sainz, and he has passed him right now. So if Sainz comes in,
interesting.
And they call in
Leclerc's in the pits. Okay. So not a huge tire advantage. They saw that they might be losing speed. Pace. Looked like against 2.8. Not
could
the
have been
greatest,
better.
But it's okay. Okay, let's see where he comes out. Should be in fourth. No, Norris gets ahead. Oh, and Perez even gets ahead.
And Perez gets ahead.
No, Perez keeps on doing that.
That's bad for Leclerc. For Sainz, sorry. Huh? Oh no,
man. That sucks.
Oh, that's yeah.
Sainz, I imagine, be coming in next lap.
Oh yeah, they have to cover off Piastri, and I confused Sainz and Leclerc there again. Oh, was he going slowly? Oh, what happened? And the tires are dirty. Hamilton went off. It looks like.
So what's happening with Hamilton?
Something happened to Hamilton, I think.
Did he hit something?
Pit lane start? What was that graphic?
Pit lane start. Is that for next race? Does he get a...
I am very confused.
He must have picked something up. Let's see. Leclerc has to pass here on the straight. He looks like he's going to take it. Oh, yeah. Pure speed down that first straight.
Yep.
Love it. Pure speed. Doesn't even really have to fight for it hard. Piastri's stuck behind Perez. So, not the... No, Piastri.
Will he get him there?
He did. Oh, beautiful take by Piastri. Race is on.
Yep. And his exit out of that corner was beautiful.
And that's the thing with Piastri. Sometimes he has such elegance. Sometimes he looks so raw. You know?
Yep.
So still figure it out. Sainz finally getting the box. There it is. So finally. And Hamilton's still out though. And Piastri with the fastest lap. So he's quick. And this is what's really going to help Red Bull as well this year if Perez doesn't... I mean, Perez has been showing up, but he has races like today. The fact that Ferrari and McLaren's going to be taking a lot of points off each other now is just going to open the gap with Red Bull and the constructors. Unfortunately, this is how this happens. We just have to hope Verstappen retires for a full sim racing career.
Oh, he's very close to that. I think his sim racing career is more important than his F1 career right now to him.
It's more challenging. He actually loses in sim racing.
Yeah.
Sainz does come out behind Perez as well. See, the thing with sim racing is that you can just put hours onto it a day and you don't have the same physical limitations.
Yep.
It doesn't
You
cost
see it?
you.
You see, I knew there was something. I knew there was something with him.
That's what it was. Aqua Minerale. That's such a interesting corner too. I love it because you can come into it so fast.
I love the name even more.
Yeah, mineral water.
Yeah. Thank you, Italy.
Yeah, you're coming.
It's a very, very hard corner to get right because it has an upwards trajectory. You have
It's down, then
brake.
up.
Yeah.
It's a fairly high speed left turn.
Yep.
Into like a double right, but the first right you can hit at almost full speed. And then you just smash the brakes into that nice tight right, go back uphill into another shorter straight into the chicane. It's just an absolute wild segment. It's just, oh man, this track's amazing. I love it. And that final turn as well into the straight is also very tricky because you're taking that so fast as well. It's just a standard like double left turn. But because you're coming downhill again at such high speed, sometimes you just lose it. And you're really trying to lay down that power going into the straight, right? And then, oh man, if you don't get it just right, it's a beautiful track. Well, currently 29 laps in, we got Verstappen in first, about 6.5 seconds ahead of Norris. Leclerc 3.3 with Piastri on his ass now. Sainz behind Perez. So Ferrari did not nail the tire change, the pit stops. The strategy didn't quite work out. Okay, so we're into the straight now. Can Sainz take Perez? Leclerc did it with no problem. And he's inching. He gets it. Into the high-speed chicane, so he has to get on the brakes there, slower down, and he does. Pulls away. Sainz now in fifth. 6.5 seconds onto Perez, or sorry, Piastri now, though. Can he make? Does Leclerc slow him down? Does Leclerc speed up? What does Leclerc have to do? Sainz is eventually going to want to take Piastri. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, but with 6 seconds behind, so it will be hard. No?
But that's the thing. Does Leclerc hold Piastri up?
Oh, but Leclerc is focused on Norris. I don't think he can focus on holding Piastri up.
That's the question. Is he going to attack Norris or does he defend Piastri? And defending Piastri allows Sainz to move up. What's the strategy in that? I think Leclerc has to race. He has to go for it.
Yep.
Degradation on all cars look higher than expected, but I think this is plan B, not C. Whatever that means from the McLaren race engineer. We never know what the A, B, C is. They change that up every couple weeks anyways. Plan A isn't always the same plan A. Because all teams can hear the radios.
Yeah, but I think the teams hear them later as well. They don't have direct access to the radio messages. The only one is the FIA that can listen to all the channels simultaneously, I believe.
Sure, but still lets you know, gives you some insight, right? You don't want to give away too much.
Yep.
Russell battling Perez as well. So Perez is
poor Perez, man. Perez, my brother.
Taking over the same straight, just like right at that end of the chicane as well, right? So clearly he can't brake as late as the others as well. So he doesn't have the speed, he doesn't have the braking. That puts Russell into 6. So Hamilton 4.5 seconds back onto Perez. I wonder if he closes that gap and challenges them as well for an extra couple of points.
Yep. The biggest question of all: will Magnussen get his 2 penalty points?
He's been quiet today, as we would expect.
Oh, but
yeah. Wait till like the final 15, 10 laps, something like that. Then he'll start throwing the elbows.
Then we will see if he loses his head.
So, if we get a safety car, I wonder. Still a lot of laps, but I wonder if there's a safety car, how many people change their tires on it?
I think you could do it. Like if it comes within the next 10 lap, you can comfortably go to a medium and finish the race with that one. If you have a fresh one or one that has only 1 or 2 laps on it, you can do that easily. Yeah, the question is, most of them or a lot of them have fresh hard tires. If it's necessary to take a pit stop, but if one of them triggers a stop and goes towards a medium, then lots of the others have to follow suit as well.
But will we see a red card? It has been a clean race. We're halfway through. Nothing crazy. A couple off-track moments. Sonoda taking Zhou. Everyone's taken on that long, I guess, final and initial straight, if you will, into the chicane. Yep. Everyone's getting burned there. Vote the overtake award. I don't know, Piastri's overtake so far is pretty nice. 1.2 seconds back on Leclerc, and Leclerc 2.7 now on Norris. So Leclerc speeding up.
I will vote Alonso as my driver of the day today.
Oh boy. So Hamilton takes Stroll through the chicane. Wow.
Without a crash, by the way.
That's nice, kind of ballsy. It's hard to do, but if you nail it. Okay, so everyone that started on hards should start seeing them pit. Pit window is open. Zhou just went in.
All right, can you give me a couple of minutes? I gotta go baste the ribs with barbecue sauce.
Dave's basting his meat, of course. So you take as much time as you need. It should only take 30 seconds or so. Go ahead, take a couple minutes. Hopefully he doesn't miss a whole lot. Yeah, Leclerc is continuing to speed up. So Norris, where am I so much slower than the guys behind? I know they're using their tires a lot more than we are. Yes, but I have no pace. Do they know if they're using their tires more? This is interesting, right? So sometimes they try to tell the driver something just to shut him up, keep him focused. Is Ferrari using their tires more? I guess we'll find out. This is the long game now on the hards. But Norris not happy. He's got 6 seconds, 6.2 behind Verstappen. Leclerc 3.1, so slow down a bit. So he shouldn't be too upset. It's Piastri more so that would have to worry. As Piastri drops a bit back on Leclerc and Sainz starting to make up a bit of time. Hamilton now on the back of Perez. Start getting this battle going here. He's only 0.3 behind, and I expect... Oh, we're coming down Aqua Minerale again. So does he do another chicane takeover? Let's see. Coming up the hill. Got a bit of a DRS boost here. Sorry, that is not a DRS zone. My apologies. All right, coming. No, he's too far behind here. Maybe the main straight, he'll have something on him. All right, coming into the straight. DRS is now coming up. Still half a second back. Wings open, though. Oh, he gets close, but not quite. He's getting squeezed out. He's fighting it, though. I don't know. I don't know if he can make it this lap. He might just have to bide his time, do another lap. And this is for 7th place. 0.2 seconds now, the difference. Piastri's just nailing a fastest lap. He's still... No, that must be an old one. Sorry. Yeah, because the gap is opening there. Norris picks up a bit of speed, though. Trying to open the gap up on Leclerc. Stroll still sitting in the points today. Alonso in 15th, started in 20th. Pit lane start. Hamilton really not making a whole lot of progress on Perez. It's showing just how draggy that Mercedes might be, or whatever might be wrong, but we're down the main straight again. Does he get it this time? Wings open. It's just not that much faster. That's the thing. Going on the outside, he does make it, though, this time. And by going on the outside, he does get a better line into the chicane, and he speeds away. Perez just... nothing in her. But Hamilton now behind his teammate by 9 seconds. 7th place, so 6-7 for Mercedes now. Taking advantage of the fact that the Aston Martins aren't really up there fighting with them either. That's showing Hamilton's overtake. Clean enough. And Perez getting the box. Yeah, just no pace left in those tires. He's got to switch them out. See if he does any better, though, coming out on fresh tires, if he can make up any pace on all those drivers that just passed him. But I do have my doubts today. He's just having kind of a stinker of a weekend. You know, hitting the gravel, hitting some barriers. I don't know how much might have affected his car this weekend as well, if he's taken some damage they could not fix.
All right, what have I missed?
Hamilton took Perez. Perez just not looking good. He's coming out of the pits now. Leclerc picking up the pace.
Yes. Perez first stop. He started on the hards, I believe.
Yeah. And he's coming out on the mediums now in 11th. .38 laps down. How are the ribs looking?
Oh, beautiful. 2 hours left.
Nice.
I'm basting them every hour. 165 Celsius for 3 hours, and then on the broiler setting for a little bit to get them caramelized.
Putting a lot of love into it.
Gotta love what you put into your belly.
Oh, I do. So Leclerc is 2.2 back on Norris now. Slowly building, or I guess decreasing that gap is a better way of saying it. Building up the speed. because Norris is dropping back on Verstappen as well continually. So,
Yep.
and this is really what the question is the McLaren or the Ferrari the faster car right now? It's pretty even, I guess. It comes down to who's driving.
And track specific as well. I think those two are the second and third both team. They're on par in my opinion. It's just whatever characteristics the track suits best for their car.
It's just nuts how much McLaren has really jumped forward.
Yep.
Overtaking Aston Martin and Mercedes coming to parity with Ferrari. Closing the gap. Everyone's closed the gap with Red Bull.
Yep. And even to Red Bull, it's a little bit closer at least. Now with some team, with McLaren and Ferrari being able to at least getting on their nerves sometimes.
Well, Max is still such an anomaly, right? Because you do see Perez.
But he's a monster. He's a monster. Like, he's not comparable to the other drivers right now.
And I bet you if you put him in a McLaren, a Ferrari, he would be doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Because it's clear by Perez's performance, and he does well. He gets a lot of second place finishes.
Yep.
But everything's vulnerable. There's Perez now on Hulkenberg. Gets into 9th place. And I imagine he's going to take Sonoda as well. Getting those positions back.
But the 28 seconds he then has left to the Mercedes, those will be hard.
No, he's not going to catch Hamilton, I don't think. But a solid 8. And that's what you would expect, right? With Aston Martin not really in the mix this weekend. Have to at least get 8th. That's like the worst of the best points of the competitors.
Oh boy. Magnussen was trying there.
Yeah. Almost picking up more points.
I wouldn't mind it to get Ollie Behrman for another race if Magnussen sits one out.
Was it Ocon that was on the verge? And then he just never got it. He kept on making mistakes. They never handed out the last 2 points.
Yep. And then they took most of them off. I forgot on how many penalty points he is on right now, but I can give it a look.
Okay, so Norris. Yeah, Norris just essentially saying Leclerc is quicker. 1.3 seconds. Yeah, he's quicker. He's a lot quicker now. Because Norris is 7.5 back on Verstappen. So Norris does not have the long-term pace on these hards. Sainz 4.5 seconds. So there's enough race in this that the McLarens may be in a bit of trouble. It'll be interesting. They're definitely splitting points today, I feel. I don't know if Sainz is taking Piastri with that 4.5 second gap.
So we have Magnussen at 10. So 2 left for the suspension. Sargent is at 8 points. Perez is at 8 points. Stroll is at 7 points. Alonso on 6 already. Russell on 4. Hamilton on 4. Tsunoda 3. Hulkenberg 2. Nick de Vries is still on 2 points. Remember him. Zhou has 2 points. Bottas 2 points. Verstappen 2 points. Ocon 1 point. So all of them got deleted.
Yeah. Now, Leclerc is in DRS range all of a sudden, just like that.
Yep.
And we're coming into the straight 0.8. I don't know if he's taking him this lap, but this is going to close things right up. Booyah. Let's go. Only goes down to 0.7, but he's been quicker on every segment.
Oh, and
Magnussen again.
Magnussen and Zhou are still fighting right in front of Norris and Leclerc. Oh, boy.
Now, Norris must be dumping the battery in because he's starting to pull away. So this is a classic case of Leclerc dumping battery, Norris saving, and now he's pulling back away. These are the little tricks you play to try to stay ahead. But if Leclerc continues to maintain the DRS pace, then there's not enough battery to continue to do it lap after lap. You can maybe do it for a lap or two.
Yep.
Leclerc, he knows what's up to. He knows he's got 20 laps. He's on the radio now, though. And he's being told that he's the fastest car on track. Coming into this straight again. Continues to close the gap. Got a bunch of back markers in there as well now. That's going to keep things a little interesting as they try to maneuver around all these cars. Okay, so they do get around Zhou. Alonso picking up fastest lap in 19th position. Fair 3-lap-old mediums. That'd be funny if he keeps that just to steal a point. Or just make the point null anyways. Nobody gets it.
Yep.
Have to be in the top 10 to get the fastest lap extra point. Just keeps people from trolling, coming in last, going last lap with softs and just killing it.
By the way, shout out to Sassuolo, who have officially been relegated.
They have been. What was the result? Did I know a couple teams had to pick up?
They lost 2-0 to Cagliari. And they have 4 points. They are down 4 points to Empoli in 18th right now with 1 match to go. So Sassuolo is going down.
Wild. And how's Udinese then? Are they going down yet?
Oh, they are in 17th right now, only a point ahead of Empoli with game day to go still.
Okay, I see. And that could be an interesting one because the whole Samardich deal, he might have a release clause.
They are playing each other right now, Udinese and Empoli. They are playing each other right now.
We'll probably we'll see. We'll see what the results are.
Yeah.
But for now, Norris Leclerc. And it'll be interesting if Sainz can make any moves on Piastri long term.
Yep.
A nice straight and forward race, though, so far. Nice clear day in Emilia, Romagna.
Man, I gotta go to Italy again.
Yep. That's cheap and easy for you.
Oh, yeah.
Stroll onto Hulkenberg. Going for points. It would be pretty big for Stroll to pick up points here today because, well, Alonso not doing it, and he's had a few silly races this season.
So suboptimal, let's say. Still my driver of the day, though. Thank you, Alonso.
19th place. So Norris keeping Leclerc at bay. I think Leclerc's just maintaining that gap. He's gonna pounce.
Yep.
He's gonna pounce when Norris won't be able to counterattack.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and Leclerc still within a second of Norris.
I remember my buddy doing that to me. We were racing Austria, and I was leading the whole race. and I was just keeping him at bay. And like the last lap, he just dumped all his battery on me, and I was dead, and I couldn't. That was it. I was done.
Especially in Austria, you have 3 long straights with DRS behind each other. You have the start-finish straight, and the one going up the hill, and then the other straight, and all of them DRS.
Yeah. But he just boned me. And then I was pushing so hard to make the position up that I just went to a wall. Because my tires were done at that point.
Yeah.
Wasn't
that one of those that you streamed back then on YouTube? I think I saw.
I might have. Yeah, I think I did stream that race. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing that again soon, in probably August once I start my racing league up.
Yep.
But if things stand as they are now, Leclerc actually moves up into second place in the standings over Perez.
Yep. And now watch all the thumbnails tomorrow with an exploding Perez head on the thumbnail and the title being "Is Perez Finished?"
Oh man, yeah. Oh no, Leclerc goes through the chicane.
Oh my god.
You can do that a couple times before you get dinged for it, but it's not good for the car, of course. You can, if you do it right, like the way he did, you could actually gain a bit of time if you don't damage your car in the process.
Oh, there he is.
John Elkin.
There he is while his club is on fire.
And Leclerc's 2 seconds back now because of that mistake. Hopefully he didn't damage the car. He took a bit of that. Maybe his floor took a bit. But Sainz not really making any more pace up onto Piastri. So as suspected, McLaren splitting points with Ferrari today, most likely. And Verstappen, and this is what we've seen, is Verstappen does win cleanly.
Yep.
But instead of 30 seconds, it's, in this case, like 6-7 seconds. So the gap's close, but not close enough.
It's just the right gap to be safe from an undercut or whatever. If a safety car comes in, like so he can cover situations like that. Yeah, he just pushes enough what he needs.
Yeah, he probably does have more of the tank. But again, that's the advantage of being out front in clean air, not having to battle anybody, saving those tires. It allows you to do that.
Yep. But every dominating team does it different. For example, the Sebastian Vettel era, where he won his 4 straight titles. He just completely pushed in the first laps and got a 25-second advantage, and so his philosophy was to be a whole pit stop ahead. The Mercedes had the idea of being around like 10 to 15 seconds ahead, so to cover if a safety car would come out, to be safe of that. And Red Bull right now, it seems like they push to be like at least secure from an undercut.
Well, if you're not pushing all the time, if you don't need to push, you're putting less wear on your components. There's less chance of a failure, less chance of getting knocked for points or position because of changing a component.
Yep.
It's playing more the long game, of course.
Yep. And also lots of former engineers from Mercedes and Red Bull from their respective dominant eras said that the teams are always like, if they know they have a big advantage, they always hold back pace because they know the more they show or the more dominant the car looks, the more the FIA and the regulation makers try to hold them back or to invent rules to pull them back down, so they don't show the pace they have in hand.
That is true because we are getting DRS after lap 1 instead of 2 now because nobody could actually catch Max. Looks like now they're just gonna have to put DRS on the first, like, right away.
Yeah.
Immediate initiation.
Yeah.
Everyone opens with their wings open except the pole guy. Stroll does get into 9th.
Man, I'm impressed with him today.
Yeah, taking Yuki.
I just hope he doesn't F it up immediately.
Yeah, we need a clean race here so I can go to the airport right away and not have to rush.
Hey, it looks good right now.
Yeah, 13 laps. Yeah, I went from having to pick up at like 5 p.m. to having to pick up at 12:30. So
man, they didn't leave you any breathing space.
No, my wife had to change. She bought the tickets for her mother. My mother-in-law's coming because I'm going away. I'm going away again, guys. Next weekend. But mother-in-law's coming to take care of the house. So for Verstappen learning to land on 2 and 6, saying, "Yeah, my tires don't work."
By the way, the gap came from 6 seconds to 4.5 seconds.
Yeah, and Leclerc's at 3 now, so Norris all of a sudden opened up. And Piastri as well, it seems. Or no, sorry, Sainz actually dropped it, so Piastri's holding.
Yep.
Norris definitely opened something up. Does he have enough? Magnussen taking 13th over Bottas.
Is it maybe a case again of the Red Bull's tires going off a little bit quicker to the end of the stint than the McLaren because the Red Bulls came in earlier than the other teams as well?
Maybe. Norris back on the radio. His radio's messed up today. Barely hear him. And now all these back markers that the front markers are having to get around again. So Norris is faster than Verstappen lap after lap.
4.2 now. 4.4 again.
That's right. And Verstappen already got a flag. So if Norris can maybe even pressure Verstappen with his shitty tires.
Yep.
Who knows? That 5-second penalty changes everything.
Yeah, if they force him into an error, then he gets the 5 seconds. Then it may be beneficial.
How wild would it be if Leclerc closes in, Verstappen gets the 5-second penalty, and that would just push him into like 3rd place. Russell get in the box though. Going to the pits, but yeah, like the hypothetical, one mistake can actually change things up.
Yeah. But I think like Max has all the talent and the situational awareness to not risk anything. 2.2 by Mercedes, my God.
Yeah, nice. They needed a quick one.
I didn't know they can do that. I didn't know they can do a 2.2.
Russell is going to come out just behind Hamilton now. So in terms of team standings, no change. Does get out ahead of Perez, which is what they wanted, 1.5 seconds. But Perez just putting up a fastest lap. He was pushing to try to close that gap into Russell. But not quite enough. Verstappen radio. Okay, basically what we just said. Because the gap is less than 5 seconds, we can't afford any track limits.
4.1.
Nine laps, though.
And he won another second over Leclerc.
Yeah, Norris just... And that's so interesting, right? Leclerc, obviously, he is...
6? Oh, my God.
Yeah, he's going really quick, and Leclerc probably used the reserves in his tires for that push. Didn't quite make it. Lando coming out of nowhere, first place last weekend, going to challenge for first again.
Man, this would be fun. 9 laps.
Albon, retire the car. That sucks when there's only a few laps left and you have to park her. Just car can't take it. Striking distance, 5 laps, they're saying. Enough to make it interesting. Perez, though, with the fastest lap, that's going to help his poor performance this weekend with an extra point. That holds anyways. Less than 3 seconds gap. 2.8. This is crazy. Now Leclerc is back to 4.2. So this is all Norris.
Yep.
Wild. And I kind of shrugged it off after his race when everyone was like,
Yep.
and it's the typical rhetoric, has Lando Norris arrived?
No, the great thing is this is a completely different track profile to Miami. This is a little bit more high speed, a track with lots of airflow, which means like aerodynamically they are great. A good mix of slow corners, mid-speed, medium-speed corners, high-speed corners. Like if the car works well here, they have an actual like good car for nearly every track.
Mm-hmm. Just have to see Singapore. That's like the outlier, but 2.4 seconds.
I still wouldn't go as far as to say, oh, they will challenge Red Bull or whatever right now. But it's good to see that they are like consistently fast now on lots of different track profiles.
Okay, so it's down to 2.2, and this is the thing. If Max had anything left in the tank at this point, he would not be allowing this. He says, can he let me be even more stupid? Who's he referring to?
Oh, whoever
here
was
is
the
Max.
Front, something with the back mark. Yeah, with the back mark on front. Yeah.
But Max is showing frustration now that he's under pressure. And that probably lost him a few tenths with that back marker slowing him down. It's probably like, fuck it, I'll slow him down just so Max doesn't win. Leclerc nowhere in this fight. And that's just the amazing thing, right? Norris under 2 seconds. Wow. Do you think this would happen? Does a Max pull something out of his ass? Does he have something to pull out?
It will still be difficult. It's still difficult to overtake the Red Bull on the straight. So we will see if he has that much more speed in the car and out of the corners to get him on the straight.
Well, we saw down the first straight that he closes the gap a bit. Max has a problem still with his front left tire. 1.9, 1.8. He's Zoe Ocon incident. Okay, something in the back. McLaren fans getting excited here. Yep. And Leclerc down to 5 seconds. Still very comfortably third place podium there. But Piastri, Sainz, like everyone else is settled in. But Norris, it's on.
2 wins on the bounce would be crazy.
That would be nuts. Especially if this is a late dive onto Verstappen for an actual challenge race win. And Lando happy to push turn on a little bit more. I'm pushing as much as I can, mate. Thank you. But the engineer's letting him have more if he wants it.
1.6.
Coming into the straight. And this is where you see, too, if this drops, you know that the straight is a non-factor. And it is dropping ever so slightly. So Max does not have an advantage on the straight. It's about parity. Under a second and a half now. Oh, he's going wide out of the first chocade, but controls it.
Oh,
Loses
but still
a bit of time.
lost 2/10, yeah.
And this is where it'll get interesting. But Max having to go into defensive mode for the first time really in a couple years like this.
Will he go full how he defended against Hamilton all the time, shoving him off the track and everything?
I guess we'll see. We don't know. We haven't seen it.
We haven't seen him challenged since 2021.
Let's see how much is left for Norris, because that mistake cost him a little bit.
I just hope he didn't kill his tires. Then all the momentum would be gone.
We have 5 laps to go. A 1.6 second gap between first and second. Now Max too, again, if he does the track limits,
yep.
If his left tire locks up, for instance, anything could happen.
Oh, now it's the last 5 laps are completely like high pressure. Now, like he has to keep the car on track and be fast on a set of tires that is getting worse and worse by every lap.
Both of them. We know Max is the better racer. He's proven that.
Yeah, 1.7 again. It went up a little bit again.
I have a feeling Max is going to do enough here.
Yeah. But even if Norris doesn't win this, man, what a crazy pace he had at the end there.
Yes, and why does he have all this pace and Piastri doesn't?
Yep.
It's just like, why does Max have it? Is it just pure driver skill?
Oh, Max is 100% skill. Like the Red Bull is a great car, but Max like 100% overperforms what the car can do.
Now this is what would be interesting, right? You swap the drivers and the cars, Verstappen and Norris, but swap their cars up. How does this race look?
If you put Verstappen in the McLaren for this race, I think Verstappen will win in the McLaren. I think.
Which means the Red Bull technical dominance might be over.
Yeah. No, I think they are still like head and shoulders, I think, above the others. But it's like by the race, it's getting closer and closer. This looks like a typical season where we have like 1.5 seasons to go to the regulation change, and all the other teams are throwing everything they have left in the tank for development onto their cars. And this is what you get if the teams do their best work.
It's 1.4 seconds with 3 laps. Whoa, getting crazy. It's been a long time since we've seen this.
Close
unfortunately,
racing.
not. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not my boy Leclerc. He's just cruising in third.
But also good for Ferrari to be comfortable there in the position and not under the risk of other teams yet. Yeah, they fight against McLaren, granted, but they also can do worse, like we have seen historically, unfortunately. Oh, 1.1.
2.
2. Oh, and 3. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the middle sector for Verstappen's a little quicker, I think.
Yep. When they came out of the replay, it was 1.1, and I was a little bit too hyped there.
Verstappen radio. Battery is almost empty. Well, Norris on 60% battery, Verstappen on 30%. 1.1 seconds.
1 second. Oh,
He
God.
might. Oh, boy, this is getting tight. Just over that second marker. Max under pressure. Wow. All over the place.
That was close, yeah. He's pushing 100% now.
He did that on the last lap, too. That loses him time. 1.5 laps. Yeah, it's hard. It's going to be so hard. Back down to 1.3. Trying to trail onto Max now. Tired tires.
Yeah, but if he doesn't get him on the start-finish straight, I think it's over because it's so hard to overtake in the corners, and he doesn't have the DRS.
No, he was not close enough.
And I don't think he will do something crazy to risk the second place as well.
He's 0.9 though, but this is where he's slow. Clean it up, Lando. This turn, he does it clean. Oh my God, it's 0.8. It's not enough, but my Lord, guys, what a race.
Yeah.
This is really tight, and anything could really still happen. 0.7. It's been years, guys. It's been years since we've seen this. And out of all people, all teams, it's Lando Norris and the McLaren, who this time last year looked not so good. Yeah.
They were at the start of last season where Alpine is right now.
Okay, well, finishing up the final lap here. This is the final turn. 0.7 seconds. This is not enough. But what a race. Verstappen actually earning it today.
What a race.
Norris coming in.
Between first and second place, man. Oh,
and then there's Leclerc.
I missed this so much.
My Lord, my Lord. Piastri 4th, Sainz in 5th. Hamilton,
and
Russell,
a clean race,
Perez.
and in a clean race, not a safety car, nothing. Like this was on pure merit. This was on pure merit.
Russell with the fastest lap, and it's perfect because this gives me a little bit more time. I will remove myself, unfortunately, with this iconic Imola Grand Prix. With what? Oh man, what a race! But I have to pick up my mother-in-law. Everyone, I'll pop off. Dave, I'll let you kill everything in a more calm manner.
If you want to, you can kick the outro. I take care of the food and everything, and then we can talk about this race on Wednesday.
Perfect. All right. Well, sorry for the quick shutdown then, but watch along tomorrow. Juve Bologna. Be there match time. We're doing it again. Thank you everyone for showing up as we try to explore all the new different sports. Congratulations to McLaren today for could have done a little bit better, not so bad, and Max the robot once again. See you tomorrow, guys. Thank you so much.
See you, everybody.
Please like and subscribe before you head out as well, please, and thank you. Take care.